What makes someone an effective presenter? Why do some salespeople seem to effortlessly captivate their buyers while others struggle just to keep them awake? What an ocean of research has identified is that the way something is presented shapes how it'll be perceived and whether or not it'll be acted on. In other words, all sales presentations are not created equal. So how can you improve your ability to deliver compelling sales presentations? To answer this question, I'll share a brief excerpt from my book, The Science of Selling. When you think about New York, what comes to your mind? A busy city street filled with taxis, the Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building, Times Square, or something else entirely? Your answer depends on your past experiences and what you associate with New York. But if you were like those I posed this question to, what came to your mind was not words, but a picture. Your brain pictured something that represented New York. And this provides an insight into the inner workings of our brains. Namely, they don't think in words, but in pictures. Neuroscientist John Medina explains to our cortex unnervingly, there is no such thing as words. When the human brain encounters a word, it links the word to its corresponding picture. And this is so well established that scientists have a name for it, the picture superiority effect. Because the brain thinks in terms of pictures, it is able to process and retain them more easily than words. As a result, learning and retention can be improved by explaining a concept with pictures. This fact has been validated in numerous studies. One such study, conducted by educational psychologist Kristen Butcher, was published in the Journal of Educational Psychology. It demonstrated that people learn complex data with less difficulty when words and visual illustrations are used, in comparison to just text. Cognitive psychologists Richard Mayer and Roxa Moreau echo this notion when they state it is better to present an explanation in words and pictures than solely words. And furthermore, John Medina concurs. Text and oral presentation, he writes, are not just less efficient than pictures for retaining certain types of information, they are way less efficient. If information is presented orally, people remember about 10%. Tested 72 hours after exposure. That figure goes up to 65% if you add a picture. Now, how can you use the picture superiority effect to enhance your sales presentations? Make sure that your presentations are dominated by pictures. Don't just explain a concept verbally. Instead, show a picture that illustrates the concept and then explain the picture. This will improve your customer's ability to absorb and retain your ideas. I can still recall one presentation I witnessed when the presenter used PowerPoint slides that contained nothing but text, a lot of text. He then proceeded to read the slides to the audience. Now, not only did he disengage from the audience, but the presentation was boring and hard to follow. Even more alarming was the fact that he rendered himself unnecessary since everyone in the room needed no help reading the slides. If you use slides in your sales presentation, I recommend having as little text as possible. Also, evaluate your presentations. Do they help buyers easily picture the concepts you're sharing? Do you use vivid word pictures and actual pictures to explain your ideas? How could you improve in this area? Thinking through these questions is vital, since the easier it is for the brain to picture what you're presenting, the more favorably buyers will respond to you and your message. Now, the picture superiority effect is just one of the many research-backed factors that influence the decision-making process. And what I've learned from nearly a decade of research for my book, The Science of Selling, is that the more you can leverage insights grounded in hard science, the better you'll be able to serve your potential customers and the more likely they are to respond favorably to you and your ideas. Thanks for watching. I'm David Hoffeld, CEO and Chief Sales Trainer here at the Hoffeld Group, reminding you, selling is just too important to be based on anything other than proven science.